Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Accent Podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. It's so good to be here with you again. Comes next?
Yes. And to all our amazing listeners, thank you so much for tuning in.
Whether you're listening at home, on your way to work, or just relaxing with a cup of tea, we're so glad you're here.
Today, we're talking about something really important, something that can change your life.
It's not a secret hack. It's not about being perfect.
It's simply this. You need to force yourself to be consistent.
That's right. Whether you're learning English, getting fit, or building a new habit, consistency is the key.
But let's be honest, staying consistent is not easy.
Exactly. That's why we say you have to force yourself sometimes, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel motivated.
So today, we'll talk about how we try to stay consistent, what works for us, what doesn't, and how you can apply it to your own English learning journey.
And as always, if you enjoy this episode, please subscribe, share it with a friend who's also learning English, and leave us a comment.
We'd love to hear from you. All right, Jake, are you ready to jump into it?
Let's do it! Let's talk about why we need to force ourselves to be consistent and how it makes everything fall into place.
So, Jake, tell me the truth. Have you always been a consistent person?
Honestly, not at all. I used to start so many things and never finish them. I'd get really excited about something for a few days, then completely forget about it the next week.
That sounds like me. I've tried learning guitar, doing yoga, journaling, and of course, learning English. I always start strong but give up too soon.
Same here. I think the problem is that we expect quick results. When we don't see them fast enough, we feel like we're failing.
Yes, and then we just stop. We convince ourselves it's not working.
Exactly. But the truth is, things take time. Real change is quiet. It happens slowly day by day.
That's so true. But how do you stay on track when you don't see results?
That's where mindset comes in. Instead of asking, is this working yet? I ask, did I show up today?
Oh, I like that. So it's not about perfection. It's about showing up.
Right. Even if I only read one page or stretch for 5 minutes, I still count that as a win.
That takes the pressure off. Because sometimes I skip practice just because I don't have a full hour.
Yeah, that all-or-nothing mindset is dangerous. It stops people from even trying. But here's the thing. Small steps still move you forward.
So true. It reminds me of that quote. Slow progress is better than no progress.
Exactly. And that's why I repeat this phrase to myself every day. Force yourself to be consistent.
You actually say it out loud?
Sometimes, yes. When I feel lazy or distracted, I say it quietly in my head, or even whisper it. Just do it, Jake. Force yourself to be consistent. It works like a mental reset.
I love that. It's like you're coaching yourself.
In a way, yes. Because no one else is going to do it for me. I have to take responsibility for my habits.
So what are you being consistent with now?
Well, lately it's been 3 things. First, waking up early. Second, exercising, even if it's just 10 minutes. And third, reading a little every day.
That's a solid routine. Do you ever miss a day?
Of course. I'm human. But I try not to miss 2 days in a row. That's my rule.
I like that. Never miss twice. That way you avoid falling off completely.
Exactly. And here's another tip. I keep my goals visible. I have sticky notes on my mirror. They say things like, consistency beats talent. Show up today. And of course, force yourself to be consistent.
That's such a great idea. I might write that phrase on a note too.
Do it. Put it on your desk, your wall, your phone background, whatever works.
You're really making me feel motivated. But more importantly, you're showing me how to stay motivated.
I'm glad. Motivation is great to get started. But what keeps you going? It's commitment.
So true. I think I confuse motivation with consistency. But now I see they're different things.
Yes, motivation is a feeling. Consistency is a choice.
Boom. That's a quote right there.
Maybe I'll print that on a t-shirt.
Do it. I'll buy one. So let me ask you, what's the hardest part of staying consistent?
Honestly, boredom.
Really?
Yes, we like new and exciting things. But consistency often means doing the same thing every day. It can feel repetitive.
I never thought of that. So how do you deal with boredom?
I focus on the long term. I ask myself, do I want temporary comfort or lasting progress? And I remind myself, even if today feels boring, it's one step closer to my goal.
That's powerful. I usually get bored and look for something new, like a new method or a new app. but maybe I just need to stick to what's already working.
Exactly. You don't always need something new. You just need to keep going.
So from now on, I'm going to choose one simple English habit, maybe shadowing one podcast episode per day.
Perfect. And remember, don't wait until you feel ready. Just do it, even if it's not perfect.
And if I feel lazy,
You know what to say.
force yourself to be consistent.
That's it.
You know, Jake, I've never looked at consistency like this before. It always sounded so boring to me. But now I see it's really powerful.
I used to think the same. I thought success came from big, dramatic efforts. But it's really about the little things you do every day.
So, do you ever reward yourself when you stay consistent?
Oh, definitely. I think celebrating small wins is important. After a full week of showing up, I'll treat myself to something I enjoy, like a movie night or a good meal.
That's a good idea. I usually wait until I reach a big goal to celebrate. But maybe I should reward the small steps too.
Absolutely. Those small steps are what actually get you to the big goal. If you don't celebrate them, you might lose motivation halfway.
True. So, let's say someone wants to build a new habit, like learning English consistently. Where should they start?
Great question. I'd say start small and make it easy. Don't plan to study for 2 hours right away. Start with 10 minutes a day. Even 5 minutes is fine.
What if they miss a day?
That's okay. Missing one day isn't the problem. Just don't miss 2. Missing twice makes it harder to come back.
I felt that. I miss one day and feel guilty. Then I avoid it the next day too.
Exactly. That guilt becomes a trap. So instead of feeling bad, just get back on track the next day. Forgive yourself fast.
That's something I really need to work on. I can be so hard on myself.
We all are. But that's why consistency is also about kindness, not just discipline. You don't force yourself with anger. You do it with purpose.
I love that. Not with anger, but with purpose. You're full of good lines today.
Haha, maybe I should write a book.
I'd read it. Call it Force Yourself to Be Consistent, obviously.
Perfect title. Chapter 1. Show up anyway. Chapter 2. Stop waiting for motivation. Chapter 3. Celebrate the boring days.
Yes, those are exactly the chapters I need in my life.
You know, when you think about it, consistency is really just a form of love. It's how you show love for your goals, for your future self.
That's so true. Because when I'm consistent, I feel proud. I feel like I can trust myself.
That's a big one. When you keep promises to yourself, you build confidence. Not because you're perfect, but because you're reliable.
Reliable to yourself. That's powerful. I never thought of confidence that way.
Most people think confidence comes from praise or results, but it really comes from repetition, doing something over and over, until you know you can depend on yourself.
I can see that. The more I speak English out loud, the less scared I feel, even if I make mistakes.
Exactly. That's your brain saying, "This is familiar now. I've done it before. I can do it again."
So the more I practice consistently, the less fear I'll feel.
Absolutely. Fear fades when habits grow, and habits grow when you force yourself to be consistent.
I'm going to put that on my wall.
And I'll send you my favorite quote, too. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently.
I've seen that one before. It hits different now.
Because now you feel it. You've lived it even just this past week.
You're right. This week I practiced English every day, and I didn't feel overwhelmed because I kept it simple.
That's the key. Keep it simple. Keep it daily. Keep showing up.
And keep saying to myself,
Go ahead, say it.
force yourself to be consistent.
Exactly. Say it until it becomes who you are.
You know, Jake, I think this is the first time I truly feel hopeful. Not just motivated, but actually ready. Ready to build something real.
That's the power of consistency. It gives you quiet confidence. Not the loud kind that shouts, but the steady kind that whispers. You're doing it. Keep going.
Yes, it's like I'm finally learning how to trust myself. Not because everything is perfect, but because I've been showing up.
And that's what matters most. You don't need to change your whole life in a day. You just need to show up for yourself. Today and tomorrow and the day after that.
I used to think success was something far away, something only other people could reach. Now I realize it starts with me, with what I choose to do right now.
Exactly. Success isn't magic. It's not luck. It's not for special people. It's for the people who keep going. Even when it's hard. Even when it's boring. Even when no one notices.
So from now on, When I don't feel like practicing English, I won't ask if I'm motivated. I'll just remind myself of one thing.
Let me guess.
Force yourself to be consistent.
That's it. Simple, powerful, true.
You know what else I've learned? Consistency is not about doing it perfectly. It's about doing it anyway, even with mistakes, even when it's messy.
Absolutely. Because consistency doesn't demand perfection. It creates progress. And progress is where confidence grows.
So maybe I'll still have bad days, but I won't let them stop me anymore. Because now I know, even on bad days, I can still take one step.
And that step matters. Because one step today, plus one step tomorrow, equals a path forward.
Wow, I feel emotional now. This conversation really changed the way I think.
Me too. It's amazing what we discover when we slow down and really think about how we live.
I want to say thank you, Jake. Not just for the advice, but for being real about your own journey too.
Of course. We're all on this journey together. Learning, failing, growing, step by step.
And to our listeners out there, if you're trying to build a new habit, learn English, or just be a little better than yesterday, we believe in you.
Yes, don't give up. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start now. Start small. And keep going. Because your future self is counting on you.
Let's say it one last time together.
Force yourself to be consistent.
Force yourself to be consistent. Because when you do,
everything will fall into place.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode.
If you found this helpful, don't forget to follow our podcast, share it with a friend, and leave a comment telling us about your own journey.
We'd love to hear what you are working on and how you're choosing to be consistent in your life.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep showing up.
Bye for now.
Take care.
And hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our channel so you never miss a new podcast. It really helps us keep going, and we'd love to keep growing with you.